Now, the minority in Parliament is accusing government of opportunism as it files a motion seeking parliamentary probe into government's use of middlemen to procure COVID-19 vaccines from Russia. The minority is also demanding a bipartisan parliamentary probe into the Frontier Healthcare Services deal for COVID-19 testing at the Kotoka International Airport. Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu has been addressing a media briefing in Parliament House.
We are more incensed by the terms of these multiple illegal agreements, which currently is worrying for our purposes, as we are shortchanged as Ghanaians by our government agreeing to $19 to $26 per jab of Sputnik V instead of the $10 that other countries and multilateral agencies like the AU have pitched some of it. So we can't reconcile it. Only Ghana is paying high amount of $19 to $26 when other countries have paid less, and at least market price should be in the region of $10. And even the quantities, you would have to match it. When he says for one of it, it is not as if it's the first AstraZeneca where you need a double jab. So even the mathematics of it is also revealing, and we want you to help us probe further into this. We are of the view that the Sputnik contract signed between the Ministry of Health for and on behalf of the government of Ghana and the third party is not in the interest of Ghana. It is not probably the best to justify the safety and health of Ghanaians, and therefore we are calling for a halt and a probe. We have accordingly filed a parliamentary motion to demand a bipartisan investigation and inquiry into the matter, and the report will advise us accordingly what course of action we should take. Accountability, you must demand it. Ours, even as we relate to the facts, you must go behind the facts to get more details. You have already heard the recent response by the Minister for Transport on the floor of Parliament on an urgent question on how a private company, Frontier Healthcare Services Limited, was chosen. Noguchi could have performed this role at least cost to the state of Ghana. Is a loot and share for family and friends at the airport as far as this transaction is concerned. They probably have raked in a colossal $16.3 million for charging travelers $150 per person. It was further reduced to $50 if you are a citizen and an ECOWAS citizen, and we are told that out of the $16.3 million, the Kotoka International Airport and the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, which is the partner in the relationship, only got $1 million. So what kind of agreement is it that benefits only a private sector individual? He goes home with $15 million, yet you expect us as Ghanaians to make a contribution to a COVID trust fund. You could generate these resources. This money could have come into Noguchi. Noguchi could have strengthened their institutional capacity for purpose of investigating many of these public health malaise in our country. Yet they are going away. And even these numbers, we are relating it to passenger numbers, and it doesn't write up. So the media sit up and investigate this. How many Ghanaian passengers have entered the country in the last 1 year? Multiply it plus or minus 150 or plus or minus times $50, depending upon the citizen. But this is a complete rip-off of the state. You enter into a contractual agreement, I'm giving you the space, and we are raising this because Ghanaians who are affected, some struggle, and I give you this genuine example, not out of the politics of it. I was boarding a flight from the Emirates to Accra. 2 Ghanaian citizens were stopped just at the point of embarking on their flight because they couldn't show evidence of a frontier ticket that they had paid the money. So this is a Ghanaian who is returning to his country. Probably his parent could meet him at the airport, make the deposit of the $50 because it's possible that you could be traveling with less than $100 in your pocket or $50 US. They were stopped, save that they had evidence that they had paid and showed the receipt for purpose of check-in. We are concerned about government not being sensitive to the plight of poor Ghanaians who may be returning home to their country as a result of job losses because of COVID, only to be charged for COVID, only to benefit a private player and not the Republic. We are concerned about it, and we think that you must probe further into this matter. As you know, this transaction was characterized again by the Nana Addo Dankwa government lack of transparency and accountability. When you ask them, they say, oh, COVID, emergency. So under emergency, our procurement laws must stand still. Is that the case? That because there's COVID in Ghana, our laws should not work?
That's the Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu there. Joseph Opoku-Gakpo is joining in from Parliament to give us the details. Hi, Joseph.
Gifty, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Joseph. This looks like a matter that won't just go away. As far as the minority is concerned, they're calling for this particular probe. Have they already filed a motion, or was this an announcement to say they are or we are going to file a motion?
It very much looks like, for now, it's an announcement to the effect that they are done with the drafting of the said motion. They are getting it all the way to the clerk's office to then allow for the subsequent processes, including an addition by the speaker, and then eventually we'll get to the floor for the necessary debate and approval. And so for now, it very much looks like it's still work in progress. That hasn't yet gotten to the point of the entire exercise commencing. The House is taking a break because MPs are being asked to go support the various processes when it comes to census over the weekend. So the House is not sitting tomorrow, and they're not sitting on Monday either. They'll be back on Tuesday, by when most likely the full processes to get this through would have been completed. And then we look forward to the motion being formally moved on the floor to then allow for debate and possible approval if it gets the support of more than 50% of all members of Parliament.
I'm saying Kobna Minta Kando, you know, the ranking member seated by the minority leader. He recently was seen at the airport with the chairman of the committee, you know, checking the protocols there, etc. I'm wondering if he also addressed the media and what he had to say.
Gifty, I missed the final part of it, but the point about the role that the committee has played in terms of monitoring the said activities at the airports, well, the indication the committee members, particularly on the minority side when it comes to the health committee, have given is that they are very much in support of the full processes.
Okay, it looks like I've just lost Joseph there, but Joseph was trying to help us understand the minority's position, because, like I said, we're seeing the ranking member on the Parliamentary Committee on Health visit the Kotoka International Airport, commending the processes that are ongoing there, and I'm trying to get the sense of what the minority says as far as the process, because now they're calling for a probe into the award of the contract. And Joseph was just helping us with some information. We'll try and raise Joseph again. But let's quickly get onto the Ministry of Health website and take a look at the figures. We understand that it is growing, or if you like, increasing, rather, unfortunately, steadily. So we have new cases, 23, after we had gone down a couple, numbers down. We're coming up, it looks like. So far, we've got active cases right now standing at 1,317. 1,317. And we know that the last time we checked, I think, was about 790 people who had died. The figure is about 794 people, I beg your pardon, who have died. But we have fresh cases numbering 23. We'll be trying to get Joseph Opoku Gakpo back to also get a sense of other cases or other things that have been dealt with in Parliament today, especially also about vetting of deputy ministerial nominees and the outcome of that. But let's focus on COVID for now.